Hey guys, I wanted to make a quick video. It actually won't be that quick, but I'll try and make it as quick as possible to talk about all the different basic types of baby carriers. So if you're new to baby wearing and you maybe want to try something else, or you're just wondering what all these crazy words that everybody is using are. So first I'm going to talk about probably one of the most common types of carrier, and that's going to be a stretch wrap. This is a Moby, which I think is probably the most popular brand, but there are quite a few different brands out there. They're great for newborns. They can get a little hot if you have a summer baby and you're outside. But these wraps stretch across and widthwise, so you can tie it on you and then put baby in, which is a big advantage when you're learning how to wrap or when you have a tiny squishy baby. They are great for that. You can use them on the front for a front carry. You can use them on your side for a 3-layer hip carry. These are not safe to go on your back. They do say that they're good, I believe up to 30 pounds, depending on your brand. They are probably safe to that point, but they get very, very saggy. With a heavier child, they'll start to fall down because the wrap is going to stretch. So they are great when you have a newborn, but they are kind of a limited use type baby carrier. I would say probably the first 15 pounds.
Mommy.
And the next kind we're going to talk about is going to be a hybrid wrap. So this does have two-way stretch. So this is kind of somewhere in the middle between a woven wrap and a stretchy wrap. This is by Rhapsody. Ergo does also make a hybrid. I really love this wrap. You can pre-tie it and put baby in just like the stretch wrap. But since it doesn't have 4-way stretch, a hybrid wrap is safe for a multi-layer back carry. So that makes it have a little more longevity than the stretch wraps and work better for a heavier baby also. I still use a hybrid wrap with my 22-month-old, but he's asleep right now, thankfully. But you can definitely get a lot of life out of this, and this is the Rhapsody brand, but Ergo does also make one. The next thing I want to talk about is a woven wrap. There are a million different kinds of woven wraps, a million different brands, colors. My advice would be, if you're thinking about getting a woven wrap, to get one you really like the look of it. So it's going to be something that you grab for. I just have 2 examples here. This one is a machine woven, this one is a hand woven. The more intricate designs are going to be a machine woven. The more basics are going to be a hand woven. But they come in a million different lengths. You can tie them a million different ways. They're probably the most versatile of all the different carriers. But they probably have the biggest learning curve also, as opposed to the hybrid wrap and stretch wrap that you can tie on and put baby in. You do have to tie this around baby, so you have to be holding baby while you tie it. And next is a ring sling. So like I said, my son is asleep and my daughter's almost 5, so we really don't use ring slings anymore. But here's a basic idea of what it would look like. This is not going to be a video to show you how to use these carriers, but here's a doll. And this will be way too big because this baby's way too small. But this is basically how the ring sling would look. You have your rings nice and high, your baby upright and on your chest. This is a great carrier for newborns. This is a great carrier for nursing in because you can easily move the rings up and down. So you can carry a tiny baby, tummy to tummy. You can carry a larger toddler on your hip, just like you would naturally hold them, but get the assistance from a ring sling. The one type of carrier I don't actually have on me is a pouch, which is kind of the equivalent of a ring sling without rings. So it needs to be sized to you. It needs to be the correct size for you, which is the hardest part. And the most common kind you're going to find are going to be the 7 slings. I will say, personally, I found the sizing to be quite a bit off on their size chart, but it would wrap around this way. You can put a toddler here on your hip or a baby tummy to tummy as well in a pouch. The next thing I want to talk about is a Maytai carrier. I love these. They're real versatile. They're good for tiny babies through toddlers. I even have a preschool size for my older child. So this is basically what they look like. So they do have a body panel. This is a bigger one for my older child. They do have a body panel. They have waist straps and top straps. I do have two different kinds just to show you. These are called wrap straps. So you can see they're wide. And then depending on the brand, some just have regular straps, which are definitely not as wide. But that's just brand preference, how you would like it. To give you an idea of what this looks like when you put it on, I'm going to tie it around my front here real quick. Tie the waistband. And you can use these on your front, on your hip, or in a back carry. I'm not going to actually tie this. But, so it has a body panel here, and baby would go in here. Like I said, this isn't a video to show you how to use these carriers, but basically to give you a visual of what they all look like. The next is going to be what's called a half buckle, which is in the middle of being half like a Maytai and half like a what we call a soft structure carrier, which is going to be like your Ergo, your Tula. They have a buckle waist and they have kind of backpack kind of straps on them. There's a bunch of different brands of those as well. So a half buckle, it does have a buckle waistband, as opposed to the Maytai, the waistband tied. So it has a body panel also, and long wrap-like straps that would wrap around you and your baby. But there's a whole panel that goes over baby's back, as opposed to like a wrap that's one long piece of fabric. And then finally, we have what we call an SSC, or a soft structured carrier, which is going to have a buckle waistband and backpack style straps. Some do buckle, some don't, depending on the brand. There's lots of different kinds. And most of it's just personal preference, so I really recommend if you're thinking about buying a Tula or a Kinder Pack or an Ergo, or, you know, my friend had this and she loved it. Definitely try it on, because they're kind of like jeans. They fit everybody a little different, and different brands feel better to different people. But it has a buckle waistband. You can wear it on your front. You can wear it on your hip. I don't think it's that comfortable personally, but you can. And you can definitely wear them on your back with an age-appropriate child. So this would go up. Like I said, I don't have a baby that's awake right now, but baby would go in here. Straps go over your shoulders, and they have a chest clip that buckles that keeps them from sliding off of your shoulders. So that's just a basic breakdown of the different types of carriers. We have used them all, we have loved them all at different stages. With my 20-month-old, we don't use stretch wraps anymore, but we still use hybrids and buckles and half buckles and Maytais and a ton of wraps. And yeah, I think other than the stretch wrap, most of them are going to have longevity as far as all the way through toddlerhood for you. Hopefully this gave you some more information and will help you make the right choice for your next baby carrier, or maybe what you want to try at your next baby wearing meeting.